Once a tumor is detected, the next step is to move on to treatment. For most patients, the first step of treatment is to do an operation where the tumor that is visible can be removed to the greatest possible extent. Now, the operation or doing the operation has the biggest advantage. The reason for doing the operation is, like I said, to remove the tumor. Now, once the tumor is removed, we also have the ability to study the tumor, for the pathologist to study the tumor and to understand the nature of the tumor as has been removed. The pathologist will be able to tell us what type of tumor it is, what is the grade of the tumor, which is all predictive of the behavior, and the further treatment often depends on this. What we also have the ability to do now is to do certain molecular studies to look for certain mutations and abnormalities of molecular function, of genetic function within the tumor, which can also help us with understanding the nature of the tumor, to help us characterize the tumor in a better way. And all this goes towards helping us understand the likely behavior of this tumor, which again, like I said, will be a major determinant of what kind of treatment process is followed after this. In this day and age, surgery for brain tumors is reasonably safe as compared to a few decades ago, where it was fraught with a lot of risk. But advances in technology, advances in surgical technique, advances in anesthesia, advances in post-operative care have all made a huge difference. And now the vast majority of tumors can be operated, can be treated surgically with a reasonably acceptable risk. For a person who's otherwise healthy, the risk of a major event can be as little as 1 or 2%. Certain kinds of tumors that are located very deep within the brain, we may not be able to do a major surgery to remove the tumor, but we still need to understand what kind of tumor it is. For situations like this, we use a technique what is called a stereotactic or a navigation assisted biopsy, where with the help of techniques what we call stereotactic surgery and the use of devices like the neuronavigation system, we are able to very accurately put a needle into a deep part of the brain, into very specific parts of the brain which we can target, and obtain a small bit of tissue that will help us make a diagnosis or understand what kind of tumor we are dealing with. This is a safer option for certain kinds of tumors which cannot be treated by a surgical removal. Once we understand what kind of tumor this is, then we decide on what is the next step of treatment. For a tumor that is benign, or where the biopsy tells us that the behavior is likely to be very indolent and extremely slow growing, in situations where a tumor has been completely removed and the probability that the tumor will grow back is extremely low, we can follow up these tumors. These patients need not undergo any further treatment, but they will remain on long-term surveillance with periodic scans. For tumors that are more aggressive, that have a potential to grow or to regrow, or where the biopsy tells us that the behavior is likely to be more aggressive, These are tumors that we will need to go on further and treat them with other techniques like radiation therapy and or chemotherapy. Now again, when we talk of radiation therapy and chemotherapy, it carries a lot of bad connotation in the average person's mind, where it is associated with a tumor that's very bad or a disease that's very advanced. And again, this is a myth that the moment we go on to radiation therapy, we talk about radiation therapy and chemotherapy, the person is beyond salvage and this is only a last-ditch effort. No. There are a number of tumors where radiation is very effective. Radiation and chemotherapy can be extremely effective in controlling the growth of these tumors. And again, using modern techniques of radiation, what are currently available, the safety of radiation has also increased many-fold. And the majority of patients, we find that they tolerate radiation and chemotherapy very well, and they do not produce a very distressing side effects that are traditionally associated with these treatments.